David, how are the players who had to miss the Man City game through illness?
They've been in today, so today was the first day we've had a chance to assess them. They've done a little bit of training, so I'm hoping that they'll all be available for the weekend.
And has anybody else been affected by this virus? Or?
Yeah, we've got a couple of other people who are just. One other player was sent home this morning, and we've got another one who's just said that he didn't feel so good. So we've just got to hope that we can contain it.
Do you know what it is at this stage?
No, we don't. No, we don't know if it's just something we've picked up. We've no idea, but it looks as if it's more like sort of sickness, and no, the players are getting over it quite quickly.
Any closer to learning more about Kurt Zouma's injury and how long he may be out for?
No, we're not going to give a sort of timeline on Kurt, because we know he's a boy who does improve very quickly, but he's also got an ankle injury, so no, we've got no real date for that at the moment.
In terms of on-pitch matters, how do you feel about your hopes of staying in the Premier League with 4 matches left to play?
Very confident. I think we're if we play to our best, we'll give any team a really good game. So I'm hoping that we play at our best, and if we do that, then we'll certainly gain the extra points which we probably need to do at this present time.
Manchester United in action last night against Brighton. What did you learn from their performance?
Well, you learn a lot when you watch all the good teams playing. Manchester United are a really good team, got terrific players. The manager's done a brilliant job this year with them. So overall, they've got a good side, Manchester United. But we had to play one of the best teams a few weeks ago in Arsenal. We have to play another one of the best teams in the Premier League in Manchester United. So we'll have to play very well.
And on Erik ten Hag, what have you made of the way he's approached the job this season?
Well, I think he's approached it in a really good way. He's had good response, and he's getting Manchester United much closer to the places where they all hoped they would be.
And finally from me, what are your thoughts on Big Sam being back in the Premier League with just 4 matches left to play this season?
I'm really pleased Big Sam's back, because he's a terrific football man, well versed in football and the Premier League. So I'm pleased to see him back, but I hope it's not at the detriment of ourselves.
Thanks, David.
Alex, PLP.
Hi David.
Hi there.
Just reflecting on the reverse fixture at Old Trafford, West Ham had more shots on target. Do you think you could have got more from that game?
There's been a few games this season where we would say the same thing. We've done a lot of good things at Old Trafford, but we didn't come away with the results. And if you look at recent seasons, I can think back, Jesse scored the winner, I think, but Mark Noble missed a penalty in the 91st minute when I brought him on for an equaliser. So a few of the games against Manchester United have been pretty close, so hopefully we can give them a good game, and obviously it's really important.
You play on Sunday at 7 p.m, then a big game in Europe on Thursday. Quick turnaround. How will that affect team selection, and is there a priority for you in your head?
Well, I've always said that the Premier League always has to be your priority. I think when you're starting talking about semi-final European competitions, then you have another decision as well, because it's something which is very hard to get in this situation. So we have to try and manage both the best we can.
Still not safe. How will you ensure that the additional pressure doesn't affect your players?
Well, we'll continue trying to play positively, and we've done that in recent weeks, and we've had some difficult games, but overall I've been pretty pleased with a lot of it.
Just finally, Mikel Antonio, 1 goal away from his best scoring season for West Ham. How important a role will he play from now to the end of the season for you in these big games coming up?
If he keeps in the form he's been in the last month or so, then it'll give us every chance. He's getting goals, he's been harder to play against, he's been leading the line much better than he's done. So I hope we can keep this form up, because it'll be really important at a time of the season I should say, where you're getting into the sort of the big game. So hopefully we can keep that up.
Thank you, good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Xavi, BBC London.
Hi David,
Hi there.
this will be your 13th game against Man United since you left the job there. Is it the same as any other game now for you, or do you approach it with a sort of personal element to it?
No, I think I probably 30 games against Manchester United before I went to Manchester United, so there's lots of games against them over the piece. They've always been hugely difficult opponents, but not just to me, but to every manager, unless you're managing one of the real top teams. So good, looking forward to it. We need to play at our best, if we play at our best, we'll give them a really good game. And you know, if we get the crowd behind us the way that they did against Arsenal and the way they supported the team, it'll give us a great opportunity of getting a result.
And the last time West Ham played a weekend game that hadn't been preceded by a weekday fixture was at the end of February, so it's a long time. Just looking at the illness that struck you during the middle of the week, has fatigue got anything to do with that at all, do you think, or is it an added element?
You know, fatigue is everybody knows. You know, if you're fatigued, then you're liable maybe to pick up a bug or virus, or you know, people pick up the colds. That can easily happen. So, I think that the scheduling has been incredibly difficult. You know, for us and for other teams. Manchester United, I think Manchester United themselves are the team who's probably the most difficult scheduling. But I do know that we're the team who's had the most only 2-day recoveries between all the games in the Premier League this season. So we've had a real difficult schedule. But would I put that down to the reason why we have a bit of sickness? No, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But it's not to say that it isn't.
On that scheduling, the game's been moved to 7 PM on Sunday, and there's going to be a lot of Man United fans who won't be able to get home because of that. Do you agree with that?
I think it's a really difficult kick-off time for away supporters, especially. I think for supporters of, you know, if we were going up to Old Trafford for a 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, we'd be saying that this doesn't sound correct. But you know, I've been fortunate enough to manage in Europe, in Spain, where you know, there's lots of Sunday evening kick-offs. It's part of the culture. I think the thing that we probably find difficult, it's not really part of our culture. But let's be fair, it wasn't too long ago we were saying Sunday football wasn't part of our culture, and it's now a regular thing. But I think we've got to understand it probably because of the year with the World Cup and all the things. Maybe there's reasons why quite a few things have had to change, or maybe they're having a look to see what you know, maybe the public will enjoy Sunday night football. I don't know, but at the moment it seems slightly culturally different than what we would normally do in this country.
Just lastly, Flynn Downs played against City in the week in Declan's absence, and there's obviously a lot of talk about Declan's future in the summer. Could you see Flynn as a potential successor if in the long term Declan does eventually leave the club?
I think I wouldn't like you to put them in the same names the way you've done it, because Flynn's doing a good job himself and he's progressing well. I've said many times, you bring boys in the Championship, they can take a bit of time, some can go a bit faster. Flynn, I think, is doing a good job. We've trusted him, we've played him in a lot of big games. Is he a complete replacement for Declan Rice? I'm not sure about that.
Okay, we'll turn the cameras off then if we can.